Welcome to Lucy Zari's dream world. Everybody is looking for that special spark, the thing that makes life feel truly meaningful. I'm so glad you're here. Today's video is long, but we're taking the time to explain everything clearly, so I encourage you to stay until the very end. Have you ever looked around and wondered why some people just seem to shine? They walk into a room, and you can feel their energy. They speak, and people listen. It's not about being the loudest person or the most famous one. It's something deeper, something that pulls you in. These people have a special kind of magic. They inspire action. They create movements. They make you believe in something bigger. Meanwhile, so many others, with brilliant ideas and amazing talents, just seem to fade into the background. They get lost in the noise of everyday life. What is the secret ingredient they are missing? The answer is simpler than you think. It all boils down to one single powerful question: why? Not what you do, not how you do it, but why you do it. This is the question that sits at the very core of your being. It is the source of all passion, all motivation, all inspiration. When you know your why, you have a compass that guides every single decision you make. It's the reason you get out of bed in the morning, even on the toughest days. It's the fuel that keeps your fire burning when challenges try to put it out. It's the foundation upon which you build a life of meaning and impact. Think about the leaders you admire the most. Think about the brands you feel a deep loyalty to. Think about the artists whose work touches your soul. I can guarantee you that they all have one thing in common. They operate from a clear sense of purpose. They communicate their why before anything else. Martin Luther King Jr. didn't give a speech about his plan to achieve civil rights. He shared his dream. Apple doesn't just sell computers. They challenge the status quo and empower individuals. They lead with their purpose, and that is what makes them revolutionary. People are drawn to their cause, not just their products. This simple shift in perspective, from what to why, is completely life-altering. It's the difference between just having a job and building a career you love. It's the difference between having a business that makes money and creating a legacy that changes lives. It's the difference between just existing and truly living. Understanding your why is like finding a hidden treasure map to your own life. It shows you the path to fulfillment, to connection, and to making a real difference in the world. It's the starting point of every great story, every great adventure, and every great life. Let's be honest, life can feel very overwhelming sometimes. We are constantly bombarded with messages about what we should do, who we should be, and what we should own. The world tells us to chase success, to climb the ladder, to get more of everything. We focus on the what job to get, what car to buy, what goals to achieve. We spend all our energy on these external things, hoping that they will bring us happiness and fulfillment. But so often, even when we get what we thought we wanted, we feel empty inside. We feel like something is still missing from the puzzle. This is where your why comes in. Your why is your ultimate superpower. It is the one thing that can cut through all the external noise and connect you to what truly matters. It's your internal guidance system, your North Star. When you have a strong sense of purpose, you are no longer just reacting to the world around you. Instead, you start creating the world you want to see. You make decisions with confidence and clarity because you know they are aligned with your core beliefs and values. Your purpose gives you a filter to see what opportunities are right for you and which ones are just distractions. Imagine having a shield that protects you from doubt, fear, and negativity. That is what your purpose does. On days when you feel like giving up, your why reminds you of the bigger picture. It reminds you of the impact you want to have and the people you want to serve. This makes you incredibly resilient. You can face setbacks and failures without being crushed by them, because you know they are just part of the journey. Your purpose becomes a source of infinite strength. It's a power that comes from within, so no one can ever take it away from you. This is the superpower that turns ordinary people into extraordinary leaders. Moreover, this superpower is not just for you. When you live your why, you inspire everyone around you to do the same. Your passion is contagious. Your authenticity is magnetic. People are naturally drawn to those who have a clear sense of direction and meaning. You become a leader, not by telling people what to do, but by showing them what is possible. You create a ripple effect of positivity and inspiration that touches your family, your friends, your community, and the world. Your purpose is not just your superpower. It's a gift you share with everyone you meet. So, you might be thinking, This all sounds amazing, Ranveer, but how do I find my own why? You might believe that finding your purpose is some grand, complicated mission. Maybe you think it's reserved for a special few, for the Steve Jobs or Mahatma Gandhis of the world. But I am here to tell you that is absolutely not true. Your why is not something you need to invent or create out of thin air. It is already inside you. It has been there all along, waiting patiently for you to discover it. Finding it is not a destination. It is a journey of self-exploration and reflection. And the best part is, this journey can start right here, right now, today. It doesn't require you to quit your job or move to a monastery in the Himalayas. It starts with simple curiosity and the courage to ask yourself some deep questions. It begins with looking back at your life, at the moments that made you feel truly alive, the experiences that shaped you, and the contributions that gave you the greatest sense of pride. Your why is hidden in the patterns of your life, in the common themes that connect your happiest and most fulfilling moments. It's about looking inward, not outward. In this journey together, we are going to break it all down into simple, manageable steps. We will not just talk about theories, we will get practical. First, we will explore what start with why truly means, diving into a powerful concept called the golden circle. This simple idea will change the way you see yourself and the world. Then, we will bring this concept to life through real stories. We'll meet characters like Maya and Arjun, two friends whose different approaches to business show us the incredible impact of living with purpose. Their story will make it crystal clear why people don't buy what you do. They buy why you do it. Finally, and most importantly, we will guide you on how to find your very own why. I will share practical exercises and reflective questions that you can use today to start uncovering your purpose. This is not just about watching a video or reading an essay. This is about taking action. It's an invitation to embark on the most important journey of your life, the journey back to yourself. Are you ready to discover the reason you are here? Are you ready to unlock your full potential and transform your life from the inside out? Let's begin. So, what does it actually mean to start with why? To understand this powerful idea, we need to look at a simple but brilliant concept popularized by Simon Sinek. He calls it the golden circle. Imagine 3 circles, one inside the other, like a target. The outermost circle is the what. The middle circle is the how. And right in the very center, at the core of it all, is the why. This simple diagram is like a map that explains how the most inspiring leaders and organizations in the world think, act, and communicate. It's the secret code behind their influence, and once you see it, you can't unsee it. It changes everything. Almost every single person and company on the planet knows what they do. This is the easiest thing to identify. It's the products they sell, the services they offer, or the job title they hold. For example, a company might say, "We make computers." A person might say, "I am a lawyer." It's all about the tangible, the visible, the easily described. Some people and companies also know how they do what they do. This is often their unique selling proposition or their proprietary process. The same computer company might say, "We make beautifully designed, user-friendly computers." The lawyer might say, "I use a very aggressive litigation strategy." This is how they differentiate themselves from the competition. But very, very few people or organizations can clearly articulate why they do what they do. And I don't mean to make a profit. That's just a result. The why is about your purpose, your cause, your belief. It's the very reason your organization exists, or the reason you get out of bed in the morning. Why does your company do what it does? Why should anyone care? For that computer company, the why might be, everything we do, we believe in challenging the status quo. We believe in thinking differently. This is a purpose. This is a cause. And it is so much more powerful than just talking about making computers. It connects with us on a much deeper emotional level. The problem is, most of us communicate from the outside in. We start with the clearest thing, the what, and then maybe we talk about the how. We lead with our products, our features, our resumes. But the most inspiring leaders, the ones who create true, lasting loyalty, they do the exact opposite. They think, act, and communicate from the inside out. They start with their why. They start with their purpose. They tell you what they believe in first, and then they talk about how they will bring that belief to life, and finally, what they will do. This small shift makes all the difference in the world. Now, you might be thinking, okay, Ranveer, this golden circle idea is nice, but is it just a clever marketing trick? The amazing thing is, it's not just a theory. It's actually deeply rooted in our biology, in how our brains are wired to make decisions. The structure of the golden circle perfectly mirrors the structure of the human brain. The outer part of the circle, the what, corresponds to the newest part of our brain, the neocortex. This is the part of our brain responsible for all our rational and analytical thought. It's responsible for language, facts, and figures. Sure, it helps us understand complex information, but it doesn't really drive our behavior. The middle two sections of the golden circle, the how and the why, correspond to the limbic system in our brain. This is a much older, more primitive part of our brain. Our limbic system is responsible for all of our feelings, like trust, loyalty, and love. It's also responsible for all human behavior and all our decision-making. But here's the catch. The limbic system has no capacity for language. This is where our gut feelings come from. It's that feeling you get when you know something is right, but you can't quite explain it in words. It's that deep, intuitive sense that guides you. This is why it is so powerful to communicate from the inside out, starting with why. When we communicate the what first, we are speaking directly to the analytical part of the brain. People can understand all the facts and features, but it doesn't inspire them to act. It doesn't build trust or loyalty. But when we communicate our why, we are talking directly to the limbic system, the part of the brain that controls decision-making. We are bypassing the rational brain and connecting directly with people on an emotional level. We are speaking to their gut, not just their head. This is how you build real, lasting connections. This is the biological reason why it's so hard for us to put our purpose into words. It's why we might say, I don't know, it just feels right. We are trying to use the language part of our brain to explain a decision that came from the feeling part of our brain. And it's also why starting with why is so effective. When you articulate your purpose, you are giving people a reason to care. You are giving them a feeling of belonging, a sense of shared values. And that feeling is what drives decisions, creates loyalty, and turns customers into a community and a job into a calling. Let's think about this in our own lives. Why do you choose one brand over another, even if they sell almost the same product? Why are you drawn to certain friends or leaders? It's rarely about the what. It's almost always about the why. We want to be around people and support companies that believe what we believe. When a company clearly communicates its why, and we believe in that why, we feel a sense of connection. We see their products or services as a way to express our own identity. We don't just buy a product, we make a statement about who we are and what we stand for. This is the difference between a one-time transaction and true, lasting loyalty. A company that leads with what might win your business with a lower price or a special feature. This is manipulation, not inspiration. It's a short-term game. As soon as another company offers a better deal, you'll switch. There is no loyalty, but a company that leads with why earns your loyalty. Think about people who only buy Apple products, or those who will only ride a Harley-Davidson motorcycle. They don't do it because these products are objectively the best in every category. They do it because they feel a deep connection to the brand's purpose, its identity, its why. This same principle applies to leadership and to our personal lives. You don't inspire your team by just telling them what to do. You inspire them by sharing your vision, your purpose, your why. When people know the reason behind the work, they are not just working for a paycheck. They are working for a cause. They will give you their blood, sweat, and tears. They will innovate. They will go the extra mile. Not because they have to, but because they want to. They believe in the mission. This is how you build a team that is more like a family, a group of people united by a shared purpose. Ultimately, starting with why is about building trust and authenticity. It's about being clear on what you believe and then acting in a way that is consistent with those beliefs. When your why, your how, and your what are all in balance, you radiate authenticity. People know what you stand for, and they know they can trust you. This is true for a massive global brand, and it is true for you as an individual. When you know your why and you live it every day, you attract people who believe what you believe. You build relationships based on shared values and trust. You create a tribe, a community, a world where you truly belong. Let's bring this idea of the golden circle to life with a story. Imagine two close friends, Maya and Arjun. They both grew up in the same neighborhood, sharing dreams over countless cups of chai. Both were passionate about food and decided at around the same time to follow their lifelong dream of opening their own cafe. On the surface, their goals looked identical. They both found lovely little spots in a busy part of the city. They both invested their savings, designed beautiful interiors, and spent weeks perfecting their menus. To an outsider, it seemed like they were on the exact same journey, heading towards the same destination. But deep down, their starting points were worlds apart. Maya was incredibly smart and business savvy. She approached her cafe with a clear head for logic and strategy. When people asked her about her new venture, she would say, "I am opening a cafe. We will serve the best artisanal coffee and gourmet sandwiches in the city. Our goal is to achieve a 20% profit margin within the first year and expand to a second location within 3 years." Maya started with her what. Her focus was on the product, the quality, and the financial results. She believed that if she made the best coffee and the tastiest food, success would naturally follow. Her entire plan was built from the outside in, just like most businesses in the world. Arjun, on the other hand, had a completely different approach. He was driven by something deeper, something more personal. When people asked him about his cafe, his eyes would light up, and he would say, "I believe that in our fast-paced world, people have forgotten the simple joy of connection. My grandmother's kitchen was the heart of our home, a place where stories were shared over warm food. My why is to recreate that feeling of warmth and community. I want to build a space where people can slow down, connect with each other, and feel like they belong." Arjun started with his why. His cafe was simply the tangible way he was bringing his purpose to life. The coffee and food were important, but they were the what, not the reason for being. So here we have two friends, Maya and Arjun, embarking on the same type of business. One is leading with a logical, product-focused strategy. The other is leading with an emotional, purpose-driven vision. Both are hardworking, both are passionate, and both have excellent products. But their fundamental approach, their starting point on the golden circle, was completely different. This single difference would set their cafes on two dramatically different paths and would ultimately determine not just their level of success, but the kind of impact they would have on their community and on their own lives. Their story is a perfect illustration of why people don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it. So, Maya's cafe, which she called the Daily Grind, opened up with a lot of excitement. The interiors were sleek and modern, just perfectly Instagrammable. Her coffee machine was the latest model all the way from Italy, and her menu was crafted by a well-known consultant. Everything was, honestly, optimized for efficiency and quality. Maya really focused on marketing the what. Her advertisements were everywhere, shouting things like, "The best coffee in town," and gourmet sandwiches made with organic ingredients. She even offered discounts for first-time customers and had loyalty card programs running. On paper, she was doing everything right, ticking all the boxes of a modern, well-run business. People came, they tried her coffee, they agreed it was good, and they liked the fast service. At first, business was steady. Folks from nearby offices would drop in for a quick takeaway coffee on their way to work, mainly because it was convenient and the quality was solid. But Maya started to notice that something was missing. The cafe just felt transactional. Customers would come in, order, pay, and leave. There was hardly any conversation, barely any warmth. Those tables she'd so carefully picked out, they often sat empty. People didn't linger, they didn't bring their friends. The atmosphere, despite all the beautiful design, felt cold and impersonal. It was just a place to buy a product, not a place to be. Maya worked really hard, always trying to improve the what. She brought in new menu items, tweaked the coffee blend, and ran even more promotions. "Buy one, get one free," her posters would announce. Sure, this would cause a little spike in sales, but the customers who came for the discounts weren't loyal. They were just chasing deals. And as soon as another cafe down the street offered a better price, those customers would just move on. Maya felt trapped in this constant cycle of trying to prove that her product was better, faster, or cheaper. It was, honestly, exhausting. She was managing a business, but she wasn't building a community. Even the staff at the Daily Grind could feel this disconnect. They were trained to be efficient and professional. They knew what to do, like take orders, make coffee, clean tables. But they didn't know they were doing it, apart from earning a salary. They didn't feel connected to any bigger purpose. So their interactions with customers were always polite, but kind of robotic. It was just a job. In the end, Maya's cafe had a great product and a solid business plan, but it lacked a soul. It was really a perfect example of a business operating from the outside in, and the emptiness of that approach was starting to show. Now, Arjun's cafe, which he called the sharing table, had a totally different beginning. It was humble and honestly, just so heartfelt. Instead of going for big ads, Arjun went around the neighborhood himself, personally inviting people and sharing his story about his grandmother's kitchen. The decor was cozy and eclectic, full of mismatched furniture, old books, and photos of local families. His marketing wasn't about having the best coffee. Instead, outside on a little chalkboard, he wrote, "Come in and share a story. The coffee is warm and the company is warmer." He wasn't selling a product, he was selling a feeling. He was selling his why. From day one, the atmosphere inside the sharing table was, honestly, kind of magical. Because Arjun led with his purpose, he attracted people who believed what he believed, people who were craving connection and community, just like him. Folks didn't just come for the coffee, they came for the experience. They wanted to feel like they were part of something. Arjun was always there, not just as the owner, but as a real host. He'd learn his customers' names, ask about their day, and even introduce them to each other. He put a big communal table right in the middle of the cafe, encouraging strangers to talk to one another, really living up to the name, the sharing table. The business grew, not because of discounts, but through word of mouth. Customers became advocates. They'd tell their friends, "You have to check out this amazing place. It's not just a cafe, it feels like home." Pretty soon, people started using it as their regular meeting spot. Book clubs formed, artists displayed their work on the walls, and local musicians played in the corner on weekends. Arjun's cafe was becoming exactly what he dreamed of, a vibrant community hub. And yes, the coffee and food were excellent too. Arjun always believed that the what had to be good to support the why. But honestly, the quality of the product wasn't the reason people came. It was the reason they stayed. The staff at the sharing table weren't just employees. They were part of the mission. Arjun hired people for their warmth and their belief in his vision, not just for their experience. He would tell them, "Our job is not just to serve coffee. Our job is to make every single person who walks through that door feel seen, valued, and connected." The team felt inspired. They were part of a cause they actually believed in. And this passion, it was infectious. It just radiated out to every customer. Arjun's business was thriving because it was built on a foundation of purpose. It was honestly a living, breathing example of the power of starting with why. As the months went by, the difference between the two cafes became even more obvious. Maya's cafe, the daily grind, was struggling. Her sales just weren't growing, and she was constantly stressed, always trying to compete on price and features. The high staff turnover meant she was always training new people, and the soulless, transactional nature of the business was draining her own passion too. She had built a technically perfect business, but it failed to make a real connection with anyone. There was no loyalty, no tribe. It was just another coffee shop in a crowded market, easily forgotten, easily replaced. Maya started to feel lost, wondering where she'd gone wrong, even though she'd done everything by the book. Meanwhile, Arjun's cafe, the sharing table, was a roaring success. It was always full, just buzzing with the energy of a happy, connected community. Arjun hardly ever had to advertise, because his customers were his biggest cheerleaders. He even had to hire more staff just to keep up with the demand, and people were lining up to work there, wanting to be part of the special environment he'd created. His profits were far higher than Maya's, not because he chased them, but because they were a natural result of building something people genuinely loved and wanted to support. Arjun wasn't just running a business, he was leading a movement, even if it was a small one. The story of Maya and Arjun is, honestly, a simple but profound lesson. Maya focused on the what, and the result was a business with no emotional resonance. Arjun focused on the why, and the result was a thriving community and a loyal following. People aren't drawn to what you do, they're drawn to you do it. The what is just the proof of your why. Your purpose is what creates that emotional connection. It's what builds trust. It's what inspires loyalty. It's the invisible thread that weaves customers, employees, and a vision into a beautiful tapestry of success and fulfillment. And you know, this principle doesn't just apply to cafes. It applies to everything in life. Whether you're leading a company, building a career, starting a family, or working on a personal project, starting with your purpose is the key. When you're clear on your why, you make better decisions. You become more resilient. You attract the right people and opportunities into your life. You don't just achieve success, you actually find meaning. Maya did eventually learn this lesson. After a long, heartfelt conversation with Arjun, She started her own journey to find her why, transforming her business and honestly her life from the inside out. Now let's turn the focus inward. It's time to discover your own why. Finding your why isn't about inventing something new. It's about connecting the dots of your life. Your past experiences hold the clues. Reflect on 5 to 7 moments when you felt truly alive. Times of pride, joy, or deep connection. For each, ask, what made this moment so meaningful? Was it achievement, connection, overcoming a challenge, or helping others? Write down the feelings and reasons for each memory. Look for patterns. A common thread will emerge. This recurring theme is the first glimpse of your why. Trust your feelings and let your memories guide you to the heart of your purpose. With your themes in hand, look forward. What impact do you want to have on the world? Your why is about the contribution you make and the difference you create for others. Ask yourself, what's the biggest impact you want to have? What legacy do you want to leave? Who do you most want to help? And how do you want their lives to change because of you? Your why gains power when it has a clear beneficiary. Define your contribution, what you do, and your impact, the result for others. Write it down. This is your vision for change. Now, craft your why statement, a simple, clear mantra that guides you. Use this format to your contribution so that your impact. For example, to inspire creativity so that others feel empowered to express themselves. Draft a few versions, play with the words, and choose the one that resonates deeply. Share it with someone you trust for feedback, but remember, it only has to be true for you. Write it somewhere visible. Let it remind you daily of your purpose. This is your starting point for a life of clarity and fulfillment. With your why, transformation begins. Your why becomes the lens for every decision, infusing purpose into your work and relationships. You start to see your job as a platform for your purpose, not just a paycheck. Living your why makes you more authentic and present, deepening your connections. You attract people who resonate with your values, building a true community. Your passion becomes contagious, inspiring others to seek their own why. You lead by example, creating ripples of positive change. One person, aligned with their purpose, can touch countless lives. Living your why anchors your self-worth internally, not in achievements or others' opinions. It gives you resilience. Challenges become opportunities to grow, not threats to your value. Your purpose is your backbone through life's storms. Living authentically, you shed the mask and attract genuine connections. Relationships deepen, built on trust and shared values. Your why bridges your inner passion with meaningful contribution to others. This is the path to a life of significance and belonging. Living your why is a daily practice, a lifelong journey of impact and authenticity. As we come to the end of our journey together today, let's bring it all back to that one simple, powerful idea we started with. We have explored the golden circle, we have seen the story of Maya and Arjun, and we have walked through the steps to uncover your own purpose. Through all of this, the core message remains unchanging and clear. Your why is not just a small part of your life. It is the very heart of your story. It is the central theme, the driving force, the sun around which everything else in your universe orbits. It's the invisible thread that connects your past, your present, and your future into a meaningful and beautiful narrative. Think of your life as a book. The what you do, your job, your hobbies, your daily tasks. These are the chapters of your book. The how you do them, your skills, your strategies, your unique approach. This is the writing style. But the why, your why is the plot. It's the central message, the reason the book was written in the first place. Without a strong plot, a book is just a collection of random sentences. It might be well written, but it won't move the reader, it won't stay with them, and it won't make a lasting impact. Your life is the same. Without a clear why, you are just living out a series of disconnected chapters. With it, your life becomes an epic story of purpose. This story is not just for you. It is your greatest gift to the world. When you live your why, you are sharing your story in the most authentic way possible. You inspire others to pick up their own pens and start writing their own purposeful stories. You show them that it is possible to live a life that is not just about survival, but about significance. You prove that one person, deeply connected to their purpose, can create ripples of positive change that extend far beyond their own life. Your why is the legacy you build every single day, with every choice you make and every action you take. It is the story that will be told about you long after you are gone. So I ask you to honor your story. Treat it with the respect and attention it deserves. Nurture your why, protect it, and let it guide you. There will be times when the world tries to distract you, to pull you back into focusing only on the what. In those moments, come back to your center. Come back to your purpose. Remember the feeling it gives you, the clarity it provides, and the strength it offers. Your why is the heart of your story. Start with it, live with it, lead with it, and everything else that is meant for you will follow. Your most authentic, fulfilling, and impactful life is waiting for you to claim it. The purpose of our time together was not just to give you information, it was to extend an invitation to embark on the most important journey you will ever take, the journey to find and live your why. This is not a journey that ends when this video or essay is over. It is a journey that begins right now. The ideas we have talked about are not just concepts to be understood, they are tools to be used. The real transformation happens not in the listening or the reading, but in the doing. The magic is in the action you take, starting from this very moment, to bring your purpose to life. I know that starting something new can feel daunting. The path to self-discovery can seem long and full of uncertainty, but you do not have to have it all figured out right away. All you need is the courage to take the first small step. Maybe that first step is simply finding a quiet moment to do the look-back method. Maybe it's drafting a first messy version of your why statement. Maybe it's sharing this idea with a friend and starting a conversation. Whatever it is, just begin. Every great journey starts with a single step, and this journey back to yourself is the most rewarding one you will ever embark upon. Remember, finding your why is a process of discovery, not invention. It is already within you. You just need to create the space to listen to the whispers of your own heart. Be patient with yourself, be kind to yourself, and most importantly, be curious. Approach this journey with a sense of wonder and excitement. What will you discover about yourself? What hidden passions will you uncover? What incredible impact are you waiting to make on the world? The answers are there, waiting for you. Trust the process, trust yourself, and believe in the power of your own unique purpose. You are here for a reason. This is where I leave you for today, but your story is just beginning. I hope this has been a source of peace, clarity, and inspiration for you. I hope it has ignited a spark within you to seek out the why that will guide your life. This is your world, your dream, your story. Make it a beautiful one. And as you walk this path, always remember to stay curious, stay positive, and welcome to your dream world. Our journey together today has been about lighting a single, powerful flame within you, the flame of your why. Now, the most beautiful part of any journey is sharing the discoveries you have made along the way. If this exploration of purpose has sparked something inside you, if it has brought you a moment of clarity or a feeling of hope, I invite you to share that light with others. Consider this a gentle nudge to pass on the inspiration. You can do this by simply liking this video so that more people can find it, or by sharing it with a friend or family member who you feel might be searching for their own path. Your one small act of sharing can be the catalyst that starts a life-changing journey for someone else. Furthermore, this conversation does not have to end here. The heart of this Dream World community is connection and shared growth. I would be so honored to hear about your own journey. In the comments below, I invite you to share one thing that resonated with you today. Did the story of Maya and Arjun strike a chord? Did you have a breakthrough while thinking about your past memories? Or perhaps you have drafted your first why statement and want to share it with us. Reading your stories and reflections is what fuels my own why. It creates a beautiful space where we can all learn from each other and grow together, making this more than just a video, but a shared experience. To continue this journey of self-discovery and positive living, make sure you subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. Every Saturday and Sunday, we release new peaceful stories and explorations, just like this one, designed to help you build a life filled with purpose, peace, and positivity. By subscribing, you are not just getting more content, you are making a commitment to yourself. You are choosing to regularly invest time and energy into your own well-being and personal growth. It is a small weekly ritual that can create massive positive ripples throughout every area of your life, keeping you connected to your purpose and your dreams. And so, as we close, let us do it together with our shared intention. This is more than just a sign-off. It is a reminder of the mindset we carry forward into our lives. It is a promise to ourselves and to each other to keep seeking, to keep believing, and to keep creating our own beautiful realities. Thank you for spending this time with me. Thank you for being open to this journey. Remember, your story matters, and your why is the most powerful gift you have. Now go out there and share your unique light with the world. Stay curious, stay positive. Welcome to your dream world.